Welcome back to Dynamics. Okay, so I'm going to do a movie review, but technically this is two movie reviews. I'm doing a movie review for Den of Thieves 1 and Den of Thieves 2. All right, so let's start with Den of Thieves 1. And let's see here. This will probably have some spoilers in it. Den of Thieves is a older movie, so you've probably seen it already, but I didn't get a chance to see it, and I wanted to watch it before watching Den of Thieves 2, so I watched it on streaming, and so this will probably have some spoilers for that in it, especially since talking about Den of Thieves 2 kind of spoils Den of Thieves 1. So, anyways, all right. Director Christian Gudegast, writers Christian Gudegast and Paul T. Shoring. Stars are Gerard Butler, Pablo Schreiber, and O'Shea Jackson Jr., who is Ice Cube's son, if you didn't know. And so those are the three main stars. But let's kind of talk about him. Gerard Butler, you probably know Gerard Butler, but let's talk about him. He's Big Nick. Is that his name? Like, I don't remember them calling him that. Big Nick. Anyways, Big Nick O'Brien. Nick O'Brien. You know Gerard Butler from tons of things. He's the voice in How to Train Your Dragon, right? The voice of the dad in How to Train Your Dragon. I think he's going to be in the live action one too. But anyways, he was in 300, probably most well known for 300. He was in The Phantom of the Opera from 2004. He was the Phantom in that. Law Abiding Citizen, The Bounty Hunter. He was in he did a Christmas movie where he was Saint Nick. Interesting. The Night Before Christmas in Wonderland. Okay. He does a bunch of stuff. He was in Ark, the animated series. Okay. Kandahar, Plane. Plane was probably one of the big ones he was in recently. Cop Shop. He was in Greenland. He was in Angel Has Fallen and the Fallen series. Let's see, what was the other one called? London Has Fallen, and before that, Olympus Has Fallen. I enjoyed those. I enjoyed those movies. He was in The Vanishing. He was in Family Man, Gods of Egypt. So many movies. Jeez. Geostorm. Yeah, he's been in tons of stuff you've seen. Anyways, also going all the way back to, wasn't he in? Well, he was in Dracula 2000. That's right. But he's known for like being in a TV series, wasn't he? He was in, was it not ER? Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, he was in Reign of Fire too, by the way. See, he's been going like way back into the 90s, with some of these movies. But he was in Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, Timeline. P.S. I Love You, when he was doing his romantic movies. What was the TV series he was in? I forget. It wasn't ER. It was now I feel stupid. Anyways, all right, I'm getting off on a tangent. It doesn't matter. Um, I'm sure I'm just missing it. Maybe it's towards the top because the TV series went on. Anyways, whatever. I'm done. I'm did. I don't like not being able to like figure those things out. But anyways, okay. Pablo Schreiber. He's been in way less stuff, but also very familiar. He is from the Halo TV series, I think, right? Yeah, Halo. I haven't watched that, but he's from that. He's from Candy, TV miniseries, The King's Daughter. He was in 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, Orange is the New Black, Bubble Boy, Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves. That's what we're talking about. He was in Bubble Boy back in 2001. He's been around for a long time. Anyways, he is a solid actor in this movie. O'Shea Jackson. This is not his first big movie, but because he played Ice Cube in the Straight Outta Compton movie. He's been in Cocaine Bear. That's right, he was in Cocaine Bear. He was in Godzilla King of Monsters, Ingrid Goes West. He was in Obi-Wan Kenobi as Roken. Um, I know him on Twitter, and then I know him on through wrestling because he's super into wrestling, and he has his own wrestling podcast, and he's very interactive on Twitter. You can talk to him. He's there. Good guy, good actor. I enjoy his wrestling takes. Anyways, all right. 50 Cent is in this movie. Meadow Williams, Maurice Compet, Brian Van Holt, Evan Jones. Anybody else I want to touch on here? Oh, Cooper Andrews is in this, the guy from The Walking Dead. I had forgot he was in this. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so basically, the concept of this movie is there's this crime, not a gang per se, but they're a heist gang, right? And they're gonna do this heist. Well, they've done a couple heists, and they're gonna do a big one, Federal Reserve, right? And then Gerard Butler's character is the police officer who's trying to track them down or trying to bust them. He doesn't know they're going to rob the Federal Reserve though, but he's trying to bust them for another heist they did where they stole an armored truck, and he's trying to figure out why they stole an armored truck. So that's the basic concept of the movie. O'Shea Jackson finds himself involved with this gang because he's a good driver. He also got himself put into prison for something early on in life, and so he's just trying to make money, and he gets caught up in this gang, right? And Gerard Butler, his character and his police buddies have fingered him as the guy that they're going to use as their in. They're going to not put a wire on him, but he's going to be their contact, right? So they've roughed him up, and they've gotten him to be on their side and kind of be like a double agent, right? And so the whole movie is trying to figure out exactly what they're doing, but watching them do other stuff. And then it finally comes to the main heist at the end, and they've almost gotten away with stealing this money without anybody realizing they've stolen any money, because the money was supposed to be sent off to the shred bins. And so everybody thinks this money is getting shredded. It's been pulled out of circulation. And so it's real money, but it's kind of like counterfeit money, right? Because it's not supposed to be in circulation, but they have it. Anyways, that's the concept of the big heist. They've almost gotten away with it, but then the police finally catch up to them, and there's this big chase scene, and and here's where the spoilers come in, right? I mean, spoiler. I've kind of the getting caught thing is kind of a spoiler too, and the big heist. Anyways, spoilers. It's an older movie. Pretty much everybody dies during this chase, except for the main cop, one of his partners, but his other partner I think dies, and then all of the gang members except for O'Shea, and he ends up getting away. Actually getting away. Not just getting away with it. He gets the money and he gets away with it. And it turns out that he's a much bigger deal than they were letting on, that he kind of set up this whole gang. And originally they made it seem like he was kind of like more of a patsy, more of a new to this kind of world. But no, he set this gang up. He put the group together. And the whole thing was his idea. He was kind of the mastermind, and he gets away with it, right? And that's kind of how the movie ends. is him like taking off with all this money, and Gerard Butler's character realizing what has happened. So it came out back in 2019, is that right? 2018. And I think they had always intended to do a sequel to it, but they just had never gotten around to it. And so finally they decided they're going to make a sequel to it. And but yeah, I think that was the original plan. Was there was supposed to be a sequel. It was popular enough they decided to make it. The two guys are even bigger stars since the first one came out. O'Shea Jackson is more of a, not like a big star, but he's a bigger star than he was back then. And Gerard Butler's always been kind of a big star. So they go on to create Den of Thieves 2. So let's talk about Den of Thieves 2. Let me pull that up. I just saw this in the theater. I recommend seeing it in the theater if you get the chance. The other one you have to watch on streaming, of course. But Den of Thieves 2, if you get a chance, see it in the theater. It's a big, not a huge budget, but a big budget blockbuster type of movie that you want to see in the theaters, right? Who's in this one? Well, of course, Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson Jr. This time he's labeled as Nicholas Big Nick O'Brien. Again, I don't remember anybody calling him Big Nick in either movie. O'Shea Jackson's character, did I ever say his name? Donnie Wilson. His name is Donnie Wilson. All right. The next main character is Evan Ahmed. Evin is playing Giovanna Cleopatra. Like, so she kind of, her code name is Cleopatra. Her real name is Giovanna, I think. She's a Swedish actor. Interesting. What is she from? She's from Snabacash, Beyond Dreams, The Rain, Call Mom. Yeah, nothing big. Nothing that you'd really recognize before doing this movie, and she's good in this. Very good. Who else? We have Salvatore Esposito is one of the other more main characters. Plays one of the gang members in this, or one of the heist members. He's from The Perfect Dinner, They Call Me Jeg Robot, Fargo, and Gomorrah. Yeah, nothing that stands out to me, although Fargo, I know a lot of people watch Fargo. All right. We also have Orly Shuka, Stephen Colon, Christian Solimeno. Because this movie takes place over in Europe, a lot of these actors are probably European actors of some sort, of some variety, so, maybe more known over there. Nazmia Oral, Mark Grossi, Joshua Gabriel Lige, Dino Kelly, Fortune Sierra Leone. Trying to see where the other police officer is. There we go. Yasin Zait Satour is like I think a French police officer, or is it, yeah, a European police officer. I can't remember what country. He's from The Witcher. He's from Robin Hood. He's from Ben-Hur and Young Wallander. He's also in The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power as Brank. But yeah, he's done some stuff. He's a good actor. I enjoyed his work in this. All right, that's enough of the actors. Oh, wait, no, real quick. Where is he? Michael Bisping is in this. So Michael Bisping is a former UFC fighter and commentator, and yeah, so that's who he is. But he's done some acting too. He did Triple X Return of Xander Cage. He was in Den of Thieves 1. He is one of the other police officers associated with, I think he's one of the police officers, isn't he? Pretty sure. Anyways. Who else? He's in the Twin Peaks TV series, I guess. He was in Warrior. a TV series though, not the movie. All right, there you go. Michael Bisping. All right, enough of the actors. Basically, the concept of this movie is it's the same directors, same writers, same main actors. Concept is Gerard Butler's character knows that O'Shea Jackson's character is still operating, and he wants to track him down, and so he tracks him over to Europe, and he goes over there to with the goal in mind of just to capture him and like prove he did what he said he did because no one believes him, or they don't want to believe him because they don't want to prove that the Federal Reserve was robbed, and so yeah, so he tracks him over there. Well, then it turns into, instead of him wanting to capture him, he wants to join him and join on a heist or whatever because he's tired of not making money and having his life ruined by being a police officer, blah, 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 right? So he's going to join this time. And so he's a part of the crew, and they go through and they do this big, huge heist, and it's super interesting. And spoilers ahead. So if you are not wanting to hear spoilers for Den of Thieves 2, this is the time to cut out. I do recommend watching it, though, in the theater if you get the chance. I thought it was a great action movie. Okay, spoilers, 3, 2, 1. Obviously, it's not a super shocker. He really is still trying to capture him. And so he's kind of not going undercover because the guy knows who he is. But he's lying about, wanting to be part of the heist and not being a police officer and that sort of thing. So in the end, they do the whole heist, and then they take all the diamonds because it's like a diamond heist. Well, one of the diamonds, or some of the diamonds were initially, in the beginning of the movie, they did a heist of diamonds that were stolen, but they didn't realize they were stolen from, a mob boss. And so he wants his diamonds back. So part of the heist, that's weird. My nose is all itchy all of a sudden. The mob boss wants his diamonds back. And so part of the reason for the heist is to get his diamonds back so he doesn't kill them. And then they can keep the rest of the stuff. And so they do that. They get his diamond back, and that way he doesn't kill him. And they give him it back to him, and he doesn't kill them, which is amazing. And then they go on to meet this other kind of like mob boss kind of guy who's in charge of their the group that they're working with for their big heists, and they're divvying up all the diamonds and money and everything, and everybody's super happy. And you can tell Gerard Butler's character is kind of like, oh, I kind of wish I wasn't doing this right now. And then the police come raiding in, and that's when they all get captured, including the higher ups in this crime syndicate, which is kind of what Gerard Butler was going for, to get his man, but also to help bust this whole big crime syndicate, which the local police chief guy is super excited about. And, they have a fun little relationship there. It's not a super surprise. It's not like a big twist, but it was fun. But in the end, the very end of the movie, O'Shea's character, Donnie, gets busted out of prison by the other mob boss who he got his diamond back for because he wants him to come work for him. And Gerard Butler's character knew he was going to get busted out and kind of gives him like a heads up about what, kind of gives him a heads up about it, but like doesn't outright tell him because he's sitting at the visiting station in the police, in the jail, right? So he kind of like gives him a little like tip, like wink, wink, So Gerard Butler's character kind of wants him to escape, which is weird. I don't know. It makes sense because they did develop a friendship or whatever. But he was the whole point of him wanting to... Anyways, whatever. So in the end, Donnie's character is free and is going to start working with this other mob boss. And Gerard Butler's character is going to go back and be a police officer, I guess. I don't know. And then they like communicate like one last time, and he's all like, I'm going to be looking for you. Don't you worry, to Gerard Butler's character. So Donnie may go after Gerard Butler's character in the third one, but we'll see. I enjoyed it. hopefully you guys do too. I look forward to the third one. All right, everybody, take care and have a good day.